Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. If you've not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. Well, today is April 9th, Wednesday, and market is closed. And it was a heck of a day in the market, all run by news. So if you've been in the market today with me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you that are just logging in to hear what happened, let me tell you about this day. First of all, market opened up this morning. It wasn't real impressive. It was running kind of horizontal for most of the morning. I'd say from about market open this morning at 9:30 until about, you could say, 12:30, it wasn't real exciting. It was kind of like watching paint dry. I'm not going to lie to you. I just kind of jumped in and jumped out, to see what was going on here and there. I had stocks that were running. My long-term portfolio, I just kind of kept taking a look at it. But to be to be totally honest, my whole portfolio was red from the previous day. So I wasn't expecting a whole lot today. I wasn't expecting anything really crazy to go on. And then let me tell you guys what happened. He did it again. He did it again. And you guys know what I'm talking about. President Donald Trump, man. He jumped in and wow. So, if you guys are looking for a good way to look at news, okay, I want to share with you guys that I use Yahoo Finance, okay? First thing that hit the news today, um, there was talk about the tariffs and what's happening with the tariffs. And basically, China came back with that they were going to put a more heavy tariff on us. And so Trump jumped back in and said, well, I'm not giving up. And basically, I know this is the right thing for our country. And he was slamming, he was slamming China, saying, well, I'll put a 300% tariff on you guys. I mean, like, it was unbelievable. And listen, go back in history, guys. You'll see that this whole China tariff thing is not something new. This is something that has been an issue for many presidents in the past. And they say that in 40 years, they've been waiting for a president to step in and kind of fight back on the whole China tariff thing. So it's a back and forth, all out war. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. I want to say that China responded and said that they were going to come back with 80 something percent tariff on us. And President Trump responded and said that he's going to put 125% tariff on China if they responded that way. Anyway, it got pretty ugly. So here's what ended up happening. Okay. We ended up in a 90-day pause, okay, on this steep reciprocal tariffs on other countries. We're not pausing on China. I mean, like, that side of the war is still going on, but all basically a whole bunch of other countries we've put pause on these tariffs. And that's kind of the right thing to do, guys. I mean, there's a ton of countries out there that don't have as many people as we have here in the United States. Think about it. We have 350 million people in the United States. You look at other countries, okay? Switzerland, it's just the one that comes to mind. They have like 9 million people. How do you impose a 50% tariff on Switzerland when they're only posing, say, a 10% tariff on us? Okay? It has to be balanced right. And so this pause is going to give time for this whole tariff thing to slow down a little bit, the cabinet and Trump to kind of talk through some things and basically, understand what needs to happen next. Okay. But with that news of this 90-day pause, okay, the stock market soared. It went, I mean, the Dow exploded by 3,000 points higher. The S&P 500, the S&P 500 had its best day since 2008 with Trump. With them pausing this. It was an awesome day. The S&P 500 actually roared up over 9.5%. Okay. And the tech heavy NASDAQ rallied 12%. Okay. It's second best day on record. And it's its biggest gain since 2001. And then the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up over 7.8%. That's roughly 3,000 points. Okay. Listen, guys, if you think the news cannot make the stock market break or shake, just think about what happened today. And where's all this money coming from, though, right? That's always a question I have. Where's all this money? Based on the news instantly. Okay. The S&P 500 closed at 5,456.90, up 474.13, 9.52%. All right. Okay. So now that you know that happened, and that was part of what happened in the stock market, and we're going to look at the charts and I'm going to show you guys really how it affected it. And I am so happy, guys. I'm not going to lie to you because, man, did it do some awesome things for my portfolio. I had some long-term stuff going on. I mentioned to you guys Palantir, Nvidia, Nike, um, SoFi. I got out of them. You don't have a day that's 15, 20% up, guys. And if you have long-term stocks, my opinion, not financial advice, long-term stocks, and you see a day like that, 15, 20%, get out, take profit, let them drop back down, buy back in. That's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. Not giving you advice, not telling you what to do. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make more money. And I'm excited about it. Okay. All right. So, with that news, guys, that news alone, I'm going to show you real quick what the SP, what the SPY, what the S&P 500 looked like. Okay. When they talk about being one of the best performances, best days, look at this chart. Okay. The S&P 500, I'm going to back up a little bit here, had this horrible day yesterday. We watched it literally run from a high of $522.60, 523 actually, 523.37, and it ran all the way down to closing at $494, and it continued through the night all the way down to $485.26. But then look what happens. Early morning pre-market, you had a bit of an increase, so there was some excitement in the morning, and then it went back to just dropping down, back testing down. Okay. And it just ran horizontal most of the day until, like I said, you got about here. Let's pull it back over for you. And this is my 30-minute chart. Got about here, $499.21, literally ran up to $548.62. Guys, within a few hours, okay, from 12:30 in the afternoon until the market closed at 4 o'clock, 3.5 hours, this thing ran up, okay, more than almost $50 a share, okay, in the SPY. I got a lot of my pals in the Discord that were they were playing puts. I mean, based on yesterday, they were playing puts. Didn't do well. I don't do options, but didn't do well. Okay. But if you were in the market anywhere else, and that's what I want to kind of show you. So here's Nvidia. Nvidia followed the SPY, guys. Okay. I was already in Nvidia. I always say Nvidia. I'm not sure if it's Nvidia, Nvidia, doesn't really matter. I kind of like them both. So whatever comes out of my mouth, that's what you guys are going to get. But I was in Nvidia. I actually had bought in at $92, $91, okay, a few days ago when it was at the rock bottom. At least we thought it was rock bottom. Okay, I want to say it was right around here on April 4th where I bought in as part of my long-term portfolio, right? I didn't have any NVIDIA. I had sold out of NVIDIA before it had made the major drop, made the money. But even now, look, guys, look at this. Look what's going on right now in aftermarket. Look at all this green. I mean, like, this is nuts. Anyway, I bought in around 91, 92, somewhere around there, and just decided today what I always recommend to everybody: see profit, take profit. Okay. Because my guess is tomorrow, unless this 90-day pause causes this thing to continue to rocket, we're going to see this back test. We're going to see it come down, and then I'm going to buy back in. Okay. But what an astonishing day. Okay. I made I made over $400 in NVIDIA in my shares. Okay. I trade straight shares. You could almost call this a day trade, even though I was in it for several days. Okay. But could have been a day trade. You could have bought in here and wrote it up. But this is a tough one. This is one that you want to ride long term. And I'm going to get back into it. Okay. Let's see. Also, NVIDIA. What was the other one I was in was Palantir. So let me find Palantir for you guys. Okay. I think I've got it in Richard's thing here. Where are you, Palantir? Where are you? Where are you? Let's just go to it. Let's just go to Palantir. Palantir. Okay. Palantir also. Okay. I was in Palantir at like 70 something dollars. And again, I saw it all the way up here, guys, to $92. 90, almost, $92.24. I sold out of it. I took my profit on this, guys. Anyway, the point is there's a lot of money to be made in the market right now. And I hope you guys made money in the market. But the purpose of these videos that I make these videos is to talk to you guys about the best day trade stocks. And although this looks like them, this is not them. So let me share with you guys what I did make some really incredible money in day trading today. Number one, SoundHound. Okay. Now, again, I say it all the time, and I actually just started prepping. I have it right here on my desk next to me. Started prepping for candlestick training videos, and I'm going to start launching those soon. And I decided that the first thing to do is probably create a video that's going to talk about support and resistance lines and how to chart, because you need to understand where the lines are first to understand the candlestick patterns. Okay. So for me, SoundHound, I got in it today. I waited. I watched this small candle strike into this candle. And obviously with the news and everything that was going on at that time, because 12:30 is where it hit, 1 o'clock, I said, okay, I'm jumping in SoundHound. I got in it at $7.01. I wrote it up. I wasn't 100% sure because this is a pretty large engulfing red candle. And it's almost a double tweezer top. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to wait a little bit. And I did see this next green that went red, but it turned green to go up again, and waited on it. And I got up here. And as soon as it struck red, $8.80, I was out. Guys, think about this. $7 to $8.83. Okay. You do the math on 1,000 shares of that, and you tell me what that was. But guys, what a great opportunity. Knowing that there was such great news in the market too, I also was in SoFi. And you guys know I love SoFi. I told you about SoFi. It's not in my positions anymore. It's in my watch list. SoFi, same thing. Okay. This one ran from $9.51. And I'd been telling you guys about SoFi, to be in SoFi, $9.51 to $11.10 was my out. Okay. So what are you gonna do tomorrow, Josh? Good question, guys. What am I gonna do tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm gonna watch SoundHound again, and I'm gonna watch SoFi again. I want to see how the market opens. I want to see how nighttime goes. And the other one that I'm watching that I love and has earnings coming up on April 14th is APLD. Okay. I didn't do APLD today. I was a little bit upset because that's my favorite stock, but I was so busy with SoundHound. And I like to do one trade at a time. So to be in two at a time was a little bit challenging for me, but I had my multi-chart set up. And I think I've showed you this, guys, before, where I have, a layout with multiple charts so that I can watch multiple things at the same time. All right. But I had my multi-chart going, and basically watched SoundHound and watched SoFi at the same time. So tomorrow, APLD. Okay. APLD, it's up already in the post market, $5.55. Guys, I'm waiting for APLD to crack back past $6 a share. Now, like I said, it's going to drop a little bit, I think, even though it's up right now from the post market. In pre-market, I think we're going to see a little bit of a drop down. If you do not see a drop down in pre-market, guys, and I will be right there with you, and I'll eat my words, not financial advice. Don't come run into me. You make your decision and you do your research. But personally, I'm going to follow the candlestick pattern. And if I see that candlestick pattern looks strong in the morning, pre-market, I'm going to be back in it, and I am going to ride the wave. And even if it drops down, APLD has a history, okay? Go back and look at 30 days, a history of dropping down first thing in the morning and running up in the next day, okay? So you take a look. APLD is one I'm in. I'm going to watch SoundHound. I'm going to watch SoFi again. I'm going to watch Wolf, WULF, okay? Not Woof or Wolf like WOLF, WULF. Good stock, solid. The other thing I'm going to be watching is Ford. And I keep sharing this one with you guys, but Ford is one that continues to be profitable and is a slow enough mover, decent volume, and has a good output. You can see here today it ran horizontal like everything else, but if you got in at the news, 867, got out at 950. I didn't, but that's basically 80, more than 80 cents, somewhere around 80 something cents, 82 cents, 83 cents. Guys, 83 cents times $1,000. I mean, 1,000 shares, or even 500 shares, $400. 1,000 shares or 900 shares, $720. Okay, good money. Good money. Good money on that. All right, so take a look at it. And Ford, for some reason, ridiculous today, had mass volume. Look at this, 190, almost 200 million in volume. That's not real for Ford, man. Not real. But I'll tell you what they did do, and it was in the news. But Ford right now is running their friends and family, okay, their employee deal. I'm gonna have to talk to my wife a little bit about this, because if you can get a brand new vehicle from Ford right now with 0% financing, $300 over their invoice price, okay, that's a steal right now, guys. And I know that maybe it may not be the best market for people to buy vehicles, but if you're in the market for a vehicle, now's the time to buy something. Even with the crazy pet tariffs and the pause and all that, we don't know what's going to happen. But I think you're going to see some interesting increases in things happening with vehicles across the board. So just my opinion. Go ahead and take a look. I'm going to take a look and have that conversation. And I may have my wife take a look too, because we want her to take a look at new vehicles as well, even though her vehicle's relatively new. But something for a long-term hold. Anyway, guys, that is what we're doing. So take a look at those day trades I've mentioned. Let me know in the comments, please, guys, how you're doing. How'd you fare in the market today? Did you make money? I want to hear it, guys. Post it in the comments and tell me what's going on, okay? And I'd love to respond to you and start some dialogue. Please, guys, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and crack that notification bell for me so that you get notified every time we upload a new video. I'm trying to do these daily. Sometimes I run about every other day. All depends on my work life schedule and family life schedule. But anyway, guys, I hope you had a great day in the market. Let's get rich together. And guys, have a great night. Peace out.